Okay, everyone, let's go through the review slide. Let's go view, let's go through the review slides for Mosiah 5 through 17. I'm going to share my screen with you. We'll do this quickly. Pay attention. Here's what I'm probably going to ask you on the final over these chapters. What is Mosiah 1 through 6 about? You should know this. It's about King Benjamin's sermon. Good. Mosiah 5 is the people saying, here's what it did. And they boo him off the stage. Just kidding. They tell him that they have changed. Because of the Spirit, they have changed. They've lost their desire to do evil. King Benjamin places them under covenant and says, you are now going to be called the children of Christ. This day he hath spiritually, fill in the blank, begotten you. You are born of him. Dallin H. Oakes said, if we are losing our desire to do evil, well, how about on the exam? How do we know, according to President Oakes, how do we know we are progressing toward our heavenly goal? You would say, if we are losing our desire to do evil. Elder Bednar said the conversion in Mosiah 5 is described as mighty, not minor. Good. It's a spiritual and fundamental change in everything about us. Then who becomes king after Benjamin? Mosiah 2, probably named after his grandfather, Mosiah 1. Okay, Mosiah 2 then sends who? The Mulekite to go find the people of Zeniff. What happened to them? It's Ammon. Good job. So that was 80 years earlier. What happened? Well, Ammon gets down there and is arrested by, don't look, just tell me. Ammon gets down there, he's arrested by, starts with an L, Limhi. Good job. Why, if I asked you this on the final, why is Limhi surprised that the people of Zarahemla are alive? Okay, that's a good exam question. Let's see. Then Limhi says, Ammon, I got to tell you about my grandfather Zeniff. What happened? We killed a prophet. Ammon's like, what the? We've been enslaved to the Lamanites, and we found 24 plates and a ruined city when we were looking for Zarahemla. Well, Ammon says, well, you've got a story. I've got a story. You got to hear about this King Benjamin guy. He killed it in his sermon. And then his son, Mosiah, is a seer, and he described him as a great benefit to his fellow beings. So I'll probably ask you, who's Limhi? How's he related to Zeniff? Who's Ammon? And where does he come from? And what's Lenif? What's Limhi and Ammon's like? Where are they both from? What's their interaction? All right, Mosiah 9 through 22. What is it? Mosiah 9 through 22 is a chunk, which is a flashback of go back to the time of Zeniff when he left the land of Zarahemla to go back to the land of Nephi around 200 BC. And we're going to cover this flash 80 years in chapters 9 through 22. So Mormon begins this flashback by quoting from Zeniff's record. So we have Zeniff in first person describing himself as overzealous to go back to the land of Nephi. Have you ever been a little overzealous? You missed some red flags. You were not cautious enough. You weren't careful enough. Ended up causing you harm. So who described himself as overzealous? Something like that would be easy. Who is Zeniff's son? Easy question is Noah. Good job. This isn't the Noah that built the ark. If you think that, you're going to be super confused. Okay. Who does the Lord send to King Noah to tell him that things are going the wrong way? Abinadi. Good. And Noah's response is, come on, who is the Lord? Okay. You're about to find out. Okay. That's our first review slide. The second review slide looks like this. Let's see. What's Abinadi's message when he returns the second time to King Noah? It's not as it was, except you repent last time. It's not. That time has passed. That ship has sailed. You will be brought into bondage. What section of the brass plates or the Old Testament do the priests of Noah bring up for Abinadi? The answer is Isaiah 52 that talks about what? Talks about how beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that brings good tidings, that publishes peace. And they're like, Abinadi, aren't you supposed to say good stuff, like peaceful stuff, if you're really a prophet? And he gets after him. He's like, you teach the law of Moses, but you don't keep it. So let's go through the 10 commandments one by one. And then this big chunk, Mosiah 13 through 17, how would you describe it? It's Abinadi teaching Noah and his priests. He takes the entire time to answer their question on Isaiah 52. He says salvation it doesn't come through the law, it comes through the atonement, and all the prophets, if you have actually read the scriptures, prophesied concerning a Messiah coming. He then quotes what? Abinadi quotes a full chapter of the breastplates or the Old Testament. What chapter is it? Isaiah 53. Good job. And it talks about how the Messiah will be wounded for our transgressions, will be healed through his wounds. President Nelson says, when we grasp his atonement, when we start to grasp it, any sacrifice that we're like, oh, I'm sacrificing to go on a mission, I'm sacrificing by keep the commandments. It's like, not anymore. It's just gratitude. Okay. How is Christ both the Father and the Son? Not God the Father, but he is both immortal, has a God-given side, and a mortal side. That's why he's able to do. That's why he's able to become the Father of our salvation, is because of these two sides. Abinadi focuses in on Christ seeing his seed during his atonement, and then Abinadi says, "Who is that? Who's the seed? Who are the children of Christ?" Remember, King Benjamin. These are they who publish peace. These are they whose feet are beautiful upon the mountains, right? And that's back to their original question of Isaiah 52 back in Mosiah 12. Which one of, this is an easy question, I hope, which one of Noah's priests believes in Abinadi? That's Alma. He's going to be called Alma the elder later. Noah's going to let Abinadi go, but he doesn't. Man, you got to have good friends, you guys. And then Abinadi suffers death by fire because he would not deny the commandments of God. All right. So these two slides are going to be what's on the final exam from these chapters. I'll post them on Learning Suite under the same page that I put the link for the YouTube videos and stuff. All right, you're awesome. See you in class. Be good. Church is true.